my life. Yeah, because we wasn't up there in them European caves, man.
Exactly. We think about it. That's the original savage.
Them Neanderthals.
So think about it. The people that were calling us savages were the real savages, and they trying to tell us how to live, but we taught them how to bathe and how to brush their teeth and how to live.
White history is hilarious to me though, because like you said, bro, it's all about conquering, erasing, and then claiming it as yours, man. Like you call somebody a savage, and that dehumanizes it completely.
Exactly.
You see that even now, man. Like you call somebody a thug, you call somebody a criminal, or you label them in some kind of negative manner, and a lot of people's empathy go away. At least white people, their empathy go completely out the door.
Out of the door.
It's ridiculous.
And it's so funny because like that traumatic experience just keep going down for generation. And like you start thinking about how it started shaping in the 90s and the 70s, and like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like think about it. Every time we come up and make a way for ourselves, they try to destroy it. Like honestly, I believe that the CIA imported crack into the communities.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Destroy the black family.
Exactly.
Get the black man out the house.
Exactly. That's the same way how they did child support. The same reason why they did
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood. And think about it. In most black communities, where you see more liquor stores, more tobacco stores, more everything, gun stores, everything else too. So think about this. If this is all you see, you take all of the community stuff that they had in the community for the community to help build them, the school system away, and you put all the stuff in where they see nothing day by day, bro.
You see, and that's why, like, I hate when they talk about inner city kids or people in poor areas like they thugs. Like, as people, we nothing but a
reflection,
product of our environment.
Exactly.
Like, how many Trader Joe's you seen in the hood? Like,
damn.
None. You only see them in super affluent neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's just liquor stores, gun stores, fast food, and not only is that the lifestyle required, but that's the only thing that they can afford because they ain't got the opportunities, they ain't got the employment, they ain't got the knowledge, and that's just because we wasn't set up like that.
And we was in the beginning, because think about it, the decline. I saw a video talking about the decline of the black community, because we used to have our own schools, trade schools, and everything else. They took all that shit out of there. Why do you think they keep taking funding out of schools?
You gotta keep them dumb.
Exactly, keep them dumb to so you can become a robot and you do what I tell you to do. And then the traumatic experience from all that stuff keep playing on, like you said. And there's no opportunities because look, we got a poor education, you got poor nutrition. All they show us on TV is violence and drugs and a way to get rich fast. Think about even the music. Trap music, the main thing they pump on the radio, and it's a trap. They keep you in the trap.
So you see the struggle too, man.
Exactly.
Every day as a kid, you internalize that shit. You see all these people's pain, especially your parents.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. The 1 year I spent living with my uncle and my aunt and my pops down in bad parts of Atlanta, that shit, it changed my perspective on things forever because, you can't blame people for being in situations like that. This is something that's been in the works for decades. And, as hard or as easy as it is to say, oh, just go get a job, just go do this, just go do that. We're not robots, we people, man. And,
exactly.
If you're an adult, you got a family, and you're trying to support them while also keeping yourself stable, that's hard.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you barely got enough money to keep the lights on. Your kids talking about they hungry, and you ain't got it, so now you got to scrape something together. Yep. That generational trauma is very real, and a lot of people just don't want to acknowledge that shit.
Exactly. And then on top of that too, and how the systems are played each other against each other is really the same thing like the master did back in the day. He put the house niggas against the outdoor niggas. Put the light skins against the dark skins. Think what's the difference from that from putting the Mexicans against the black people, putting the Polynesians against the black, putting them against Latinos, making them diverse so they putting them against each other. So I think about that. It's like even the hoods and the gangs and stuff, they pin each other against each other.
Competition.
So make it more of a competition because they realize they know what they're doing. If we actually learn that, hey, there's no reason for us to be competing instead of just coming together and building something up together. The day that happened is the day the government would no longer have control over the melanated communities.
Mm-hmm.
The propaganda that they choose to allude to us will no longer be effective.
Man, it's so sad seeing them other melanated communities like Hispanic people and Asian people, you know.
Exactly.
They parents and they grandparents taught them to discriminate against black people so that they could separate themselves. And it's like, you know, we may not be white, but at least we not them. So like in the eyes of white people, we at least a little higher up, you know, we could get some advantages, you know, we not looked at a certain kind of way.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's crazy how strategic it is because, you know, especially even now, like, looking back, it's like, how the hell did they get away with that, man? Ronald Reagan did mad terrible shit, and that dude ain't get no charges before he died, man.
And
not one.
And we still ain't got reparation.
What? Man, I'm waiting on my check still.
Look,
Biden, if you listening, I would like my check soon, please.
ASAP. But now, look, they're never going to give us reparation because they know if we actually have generational wealth, that everything that they built up and try to form in the black community will go away.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing about it, no matter how much we push, they do not want to see us unify and come together. Because, look, they have no more control over us.
Nah.
If they can't control us, they're going to make a whole nother bullshit ass whatever they want to make come with reality. And then
best way for people in power who are doing others wrong to stay in power is to distract you.
Exactly.
So,
Art of war.
As long as everybody is preoccupied with something else aside from what is being done to them, then they can never face the repercussions of that. Like, man, we getting a little off topic.
Well, no, it's all deal with trauma though, because look, that all just souls back into like the black experience in America and around the world. Like, it don't just happen here; it happened all around the world. They literally one of my Asian friends, me and was talking, because they're like, yeah, we just discriminated in it too. It's like, but they think we're weak. They fear y'all because they know we're powerful. The power that black people have, well, actually, it's not just our power; it's all of our powers. Real shit. I think there's like 12 different races technically, to even the Indians and everything else too. It's probably 12 different races if you take out the white Caucasian, all them other people. Mm-hmm. I think that's the 12 tribes of Judah.
True.
It could be. You never know. Maybe hey, it's 12 tribes. So look,
history had to come from somewhere, bro.
Think about it, and it's the day, bro. Look, it's funny because how do I put this in a way where most of these people understand? Y'all, they're for black people as long as black people is going to benefit them. Because once things go wrong and left, they will, you just another nigga to them. Mm-hmm. And they understand that if we can keep him down and make his kids watch him keep staying down, they're going to know that their place. That's the only how they can go. Mm-hmm. So, like, the people that make it out of the hood, like LeBron James and, like, all the other athletes and, like, the doctors and lawyers and everything else, too, they understood, like, bro, they can't let the ceilings of our past generation be our ceilings. So I feel like right now we're in the point where, like, a lot of melanated people are waking up to, like, the reality, like, hey.
You are not your circumstances.
You're
You are
not
your environment.
Exactly. So now it's like, hey, man, let's take control of what we got. Let's take advantage of this opportunity. Let's come together, bring our resources together, and make some shit happen. Because, look, I don't trust the government. Look, they talking about us paying our taxes. They don't even pay their damn taxes. They in debt. How the hell am I gonna trust their ass?
Trillion.
You can't pay your bills. Exactly.
Shit ain't even real money. We just making shit up at this point.